The daughters of the mothers that did it 76 years ago, the daughters done it June the 6th, 19.
And that's you and the daughters.
That's the daughters there.
How about that? So your name is Hilman Prestridge
Right.
and 94 years old. You served in the Army Amphibious Forces in Europe. Tell me about when you enlisted, or were you drafted?
Might as well say I was drafted because I waited as long as I could without being drafted. So 2 weeks after I enlisted, I got a card wanting to draft me.
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later.
So you joined up with the Army, and where did you go from there? Training.
I went in the field artillery. I thought it would be the safest. And after training for 6 weeks, well, we had a little accident with the number 4 gun. Not enough to hurt anything, but they was doing a little talk that I didn't like. So that's the reason I'm with the amphibians. And I went with them, and before I went overseas, I got word back that they sent the field artillery trainees to fight the Japs, and they was already wiped out before I went overseas. Well, I got on Queen Elizabeth and headed out Glasgow, Scotland, from there to England, and from there, England to Dorchester, from Dorchester to France. And there's where, well, 18 days is all that I stayed in it. That was enough for me.
So you have a DDay veteran badge on, and so can you tell me about what you did then, 75 years ago?
June the 6th, 1944, we left Dorchester, England, headed for France. And when we got to France, well, of course, it was the biggest operation ever, and probably ever will be. And it was only 4,413 killed in one day, that June the 6th. And I went over from England to France, LST 75, got off of it on the Lenin craft, and went on to Omaha Beach. There's where we went in, I stayed with it for 18 days, going on up. And finally, we got enough in to take over. So I was glad of it. Went back and stood by till the war was over with Germany. And when it was over, got on LST, SS John B. Hood, headed for Japan. And we had to come through the States because it was nearest. And 3 days out from Stratton Island, they dropped the bomb. We was on our way home. They didn't know what to do with us. And I don't know, but I've been told that I was in the first 100 to receive a discharge.
What was the outfit you were with at D-Day? What division?
Higgins Landing Craft.
Yeah, but what was your the division you fought with, or the infantry?
First Infantry.
Okay.
Like, well, I asked you a while ago if you'd ever heard of the Bedford Boys.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know them at the time, but I was with them. I was attached to the 1st Division, Bedford. And so that's after 75 years, the town of Bedford made me an honorary Bedford Boy.
Very good, very good. And that's in Virginia.
That's in Virginia.
Congratulations. You just recently went back to France for the 75th anniversary of D-Day. Can you describe that?
The 70th anniversary.
Oh, you went for the 70th?
Yeah.
Okay. So 5 years ago?
Right.
Okay. And can you describe that? The celebration there?
Well, I learned a lot that I didn't know because I had time to look it over.
Mm.
And the 75th anniversary, we had D-Day Memorial, and we all got together, and the president was supposed to be with us, but he pulled a good one on us, and I'm glad he did. He went to France, where it all started, and so the vice president come with us, and he had a nice little speech. He told, well, I was the first one in, so they put me first on everything.
In a moment, I want to have a closer look at your medals and medallions that you brought with you. I'll take a picture of some of those. You were with the first wave on the D-Day invasion. What was it like? Chaos? Especially when you come off the LST.
Well, when they come off the LST, of course we was first, and just soon as 3 of the boys got on the ramp and started down, that machine gun opened up, and from there on, don't go down the ramp.
Did you go over the side?
Go over the side. That was a no-no, but go over the side. And I know you've seen one of them, and you've seen them pulling one out of the water, one on each side out and him down on his knees. Have you seen that?
Yes, I think so.
He was in my outfit. He didn't make it. His landing craft was sunk, and he laid out there in the water from low tide till high tide. They pulled him out with pneumonia. Didn't make it.
Hmm. How long did it take to get off the beach?
They said 12 hours. But I can't figure 12 hours in it is more like 24 hours.
Long time. So tell me about after the war, when you came back home. Where was home?
Lineville, Alabama, and so I started trying to find a job. Finally, I took a job at the service station. Then from there, I went into a foundry. And from the foundry to what I wanted was head electrician at Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind.
Oh, okay. Is that in Talladega?
That's Talladega. Stayed with them till I retired.
Very good.